Whoa.
Hey, it's Clayton and Jack,
Hey.
and in this video, we're going to talk about the 3 questions you must ask him in the beginning stages of dating.
So let's just clarify why this is important. This is important because many of you are asking the question, is this guy worth investing in? And you want to know how to do that. You want to know what's the easy or time-trusted way of doing it. And what you want to avoid is investing time in a relationship or a man that's, honestly, it's not really going anywhere.
I've worked with a number of women who have dated men for months, sometimes even a year, and they don't have the answers to these questions that we're about to ask.
Stop doing that. Stop doing that.
Yes.
Now, we're not guaranteeing that that relationship will work out, but a relationship being investable is that the guy is actually available to be in a long-term relationship.
Damn. I almost don't want to answer the questions because they're hyping it up so much. I'm kind of scared.
By the way, when you're asking these questions, do your best to listen non-judgmentally to the answer. This is also where it's tricky. You've got to depersonalize a little bit because these questions are about the man. They're not actually about you. They're about where the man is, who he is, and what he's available for. So to create a space where you can actually hear and listen to what he's saying, not what you want to hear. It's so crucial. I've had this feedback from former girlfriends where they're like, I actually wish I'd listened to what you were telling me.
Right.
So this is really important territory.
Right. Beautiful.
Who says
We're
that?
gonna
Who says
we're
that?
gonna open us up with the first question.
I would love to do that, yes. So the first question that you might want to ask a man is, what is his vision for his life? And one way of asking that is something like, where do you see yourself a year from now? So this is what we call an open-ended question, right? It's not a yes.
An open-ended question that I will never have the answer to. In terms of where do you see yourself in this relationship, hopefully still with you, however amount of time that you say, 1 year, 5 years, 6 years, 3. If you ask me where do I see myself in this relationship, obviously, hopefully still with you, It's just when you get to that general point where it's like just life, I don't know. I might not be living where I'm living now. Might not even be in the same town. Might not have the same job, have the same friends. But if I'm with you in the relationship, I think that's what you're getting at when you ask, where do you see yourself? I guess whenever we're talking about like, also, do you see yourself having kids in the future? There's other things that relate to it. But I think that question needs to be a little bit more specific because generally, like as a general sense of that question, I don't know how to answer it. Because in general, I don't know where my life is going to be.
All right, so I'm going to jump into the second question here. And the second question is, if time and money weren't an issue, you had all of it that you needed, all the time, all the money, what would you do with your life? Now, the point of this question...
What would I do with my life if I had all the money in the world and all the time in the world? Didn't have to worry about work. Didn't have to worry about going to visit people, hanging out with people. I could just do whatever I wanted, and I had the money to do whatever I wanted. I've never had to think about this question before. This has never been a question that I've had to answer before. But I guess in contrast to the previous question, it kind of takes away all the errors, all the things that can get away about life. It's just, what do I want? A personal dream of mine. Not many people know this, even people who do know me. Personal dream of mine. I want to get like a big scratch off, kind of like a lottery ticket, but not really. I can probably find it, and you're probably looking at it right now. It's like a big scratch off picture of the United States. And I want to visit every single state, and I want to scratch off every state that I visit. With that, there are other versions of it, like different movies and scratch off, like different books you read and scratch off, or just different city capitals or state capitals, and then you scratch it off. I want one with every state because that's, to me, a lot more believable. I want to visit every state. I want to see where that goes. It's a dream that I have. Another thing, if time wasn't an issue, I kind of want to watch every Marvel movie and TV show in order. It's gonna take a little bit, but if time's not an issue, something I want to do.
Is actually to see this man through the lens and allow him to see himself through the lens of what does he value? Right? If time and money weren't constraining him and holding him back, how would he choose fully free to spend his time? Would he go travel the world for 7
Right.
years? Right?
Would he sponsor an orphanage?
Right.
Would he start a software company?
Oh.
Would he
Would he
buy a
his
house?
parents' house?
Right. Right. So this reveals actually.
Hearing their answers, yes, I want time and money wasn't an issue. I would love to have my own house. I would love to make sure everyone who supported me, I would want them to be supported too. I feel like my answer was super childish.
What you'll be able to deduct from this is ultimately what kind of life stage is he in? Does he need to go travel? Does he need to go sow his wild oats before he settles down? This question will begin to get at that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you might start to notice, does he value freedom? Does he value security? Does he value contribution? Does he value social and political causes? Does he value learning? Does he go back and get another degree? It's a good question.
So let's open the third one.
So the third question
God.
I want to ask in the early stages of dating, and this is perhaps the hardest of these three, so we've left it to last just so
Yeah.
you've built some resilience through listening to these amazing 2 points. So the third question is, what do you want from your dating? What do you want from your dating?
I think this is probably the best question to ask, but I also feel like it's probably one of the first questions you should ask, because it kind of sets the, like I said, the room vibe. It sets like, where do you want to go from here? What are your intentions? Some people just aren't sure. They're not sure about what they want from the relationship. With that being said, most of those people are probably not looking to be in a relationship where it's long lasting. Just to see where it goes, and if it works out, it works out, and if it doesn't, just that's it. But knowing the kind of mindset that your partner's in before you take that step to be with them, I think that's really important. What do I want from a relationship is I want to be in a relationship long term. Is that the best thing for me to want? Probably not. I'm young. I'm only 20. I've only had one serious relationship. So, as a 20-year-old young single male, it's probably not ideal for me to want a long-term relationship, because most likely it's not going to happen. I have a lot of life that I need to live. And this is advice that older people are telling me. It's advice that I understand, but it's also advice that I don't necessarily want. I appreciate the advice, but I also want to be with someone and then continue being with that one person. But some people aren't like that. Whatever age you're at, some people just aren't like that.
And what this question allows is for him to say, you know what, I'm dating because I'm actually looking to settle down with someone. Right?
Or I just got out of a relationship and I'm not actually looking for something serious right now.
Right.
And if you don't ask him this, how are you supposed to know?
Yeah. And this is actually giving him a chance to be honest. And I think a lot of women imagine that a guy will never answer that question honestly.
Right.
And I think you might be surprised.
Yeah.
I think it's much easier for a guy to be less honest if the honest conversation isn't happening.
Yeah.
And it may be that he hasn't taken the time to really articulate to himself what he's available for, right? Let's say he has just stepped out of a relationship. Is he ready for a new relationship, or does he just want to have something less serious?
All of this, to just summarize it one more time, and just put like an umbrella over all of it, is ask from a place of curiosity. Don't interrogate him. Ask
Right.
truly from a place of wanting to know the answer
Yes.
and wanting to learn about him, because whatever life stage he's in, whatever he's valuing, whatever he wants out of dating, or where he sees himself, this is just revealing where he's at. He's another human being in front of you, and you get to appreciate him exactly where he's at.
It's almost like ask.
That's probably the worst thing you can do when you're just trying to have an honest conversation with your significant other. Interrogation. You never want to interrogate someone. You want to ask a question. You just want to talk about it. Just want to open up. Just want to be honest with each other. They're exactly right. If it turns into an interrogation, if you get your feelings hurt, you probably just need to take a step back. You just need to take a step back from the situation. Calm down. Talk about it some other time. Change the subject. You're with this person for a reason. You have feelings for them. There's no reason to fight. You know, if you just want to have a conversation, just talk.